payment aggregators. Now these payment aggregators, okay, so basically you can say these payment aggregators are third party which are responsible for completing the transaction, completing the transaction between two parties. So for example, you can understand in this way, like if suppose there is one party, party A, so it can be any company, it can be individual, there is another party, that is party B. Now if party A has to give money to party B for something, like for they have purchased something from party B, so no doubt they will go to the bank, okay, and they will, you can say, deposit money in their account, clear, but it is a time taking process. So we have seen in last 10 years there are, you can say, some third parties, okay, which says that without going to the bank your money will be transferred from one bank to another bank, okay. So for example Paytm, for example Google Pay, for example you can say Phone Pay. So there are so many companies right now, okay. So even you can say Pine Lab, okay. So अगर आप कभी shopping करने जाते हो, so you find that there is one device given by Pine Lab. So they are also doing the third party, you can say, transactions, clear. So it means that is money from party A to party B will be transferred. So now RBI has come out with the rules, or you can say rules and regulation to regulate this payment aggregator. So these third party are known as payment aggregators. Why? Because we have seen that there are some cases that you can say black money or money laundering money gets circulated with the help of payment aggregators, clear. So that is why regulation is needed. So if you see now in the beginning they have mentioned that payment aggregators are entities that facilitate e-commerce sites and merchant to accept various payment instruments from the customers for completion of their payment obligation. So you can understand in this way also, like earlier whenever you are giving money to someone else, so you will, that person will demand कि we accept only this card, ओके अगर आप क्रेडिट कार्ड या डेबिट कार्ड से भी कर रहे हो तो उसमें भी एक लिमिटेशन होता था कि हम वीज़ा कार्ड ही एक्सेप्ट करते हैं, नो अदर कार्ड, क्लियर. बट पेमेंट एग्रीगेटर हैज़ मेड आवर लाइफ ईजी बाय सेइंग दैट यू कैन पे मनी बाय यूजिंग एनी मोड. मीन्स आपके पास अब ऑनलाइन में भी हमारे पास कई सारी ऑप्शंस हैं. समवन आर हैविंग गूगल पे, some are having phone pay, some Paytm, some are having other wallets, okay. Similarly some are having different cards also. So means this payment aggregator says that irrespective of whatever you can say instrument you are holding or payment instrument, we will accept your payment from every item, clear. So this is what you can say, they have made a life easy. But we have also seen that they have, on one side they have made our life easy, but on the other side they have, there is, you can say, some wrong practices, like as I told you that circulation of black money and money laundering is there. So ultimately that is why this regulation is needed. So with respect to that they have come out with some draft guidelines, okay. तो अगर आप देखोगे what exactly the norms about. So पहला norm है existing guidelines cover the activities of payment aggregator in e-commerce site and other online avenues. So basically अगर आप देखोगे यहाँ पर कुछ नहीं है, यहाँ पर ये basically ये बोल रहे हैं कि पहले तो ये अभी draft है. So what they are saying that whenever we introduce these guidelines, so immediately within 60 days जितने भी पेमेंट एग्रीगेटर्स हैं, ओके, स्पेशली नॉन बैंक एंटिटीज, दे हैव टू रजिस्टर देमसेल्फ विद आरबीआई, क्लियर. सो दे हैव टू रजिस्टर देमसेल्फ विद आरबीआई, क्लियर, in order to get approval, clear. So this is what you have to understood, clear. And within RBI also there is, you can say, department, that is Department of Payment and Settlement System, clear. So means once these rules will be there, okay, so right now these are draft guidelines. तो ये अभी क्या है, draft guidelines है. Once these rules will be there, so it is mandatory that every payment aggregator, especially non-banking activity, okay, or non-banking entity, they have to register themselves within 60 days with RBI, and within RBI the name of the department is, that is Department of Payment and Settlement System. So this is what you have to remember first. Clear? Now banks providing physical PA service would not require, so ultimately banks को नहीं है, तो ultimately यहाँ पर आपके इसमें लिखा हुआ है proposed RBI guidelines for payment aggregator. So I am reading that. Okay, so I am reading that. So this is what you have to understood. ऊपर वाले पैराग्राफ में they have given like क्यों हम इनके लिए कर रहे हैं, तो there is a very famous, you can say, payment Paytm bank, so that has been found irregularities in that. That is why, this is the reason that RBI has come out with draft regulations with respect to these third party, that is payment aggregator. Clear? So this is what you have to understood. Second, what they said, that the net worth norms, so it means that there are some face-to-face or proximity payment transactions. Okay, so you can say some face-to-face transactions are there. Okay, so ultimately for those transactions, what we want for those transactions, what we want, that whenever such kind of transactions are there, okay, so means only those entities are allowed to do, or you can say only those payment aggregators are allowed to do, which are having a net worth of 15 crore, and this minimum net worth must increase to 25 crore, that is by March 2028. क्लियर? तो एक तरह से सीधा सा उन्होंने बोल दिया है कि पहले तो जो भी पेमेंट एग्रीगेटर्स जो अभी काम कर रहे हैं, मीन्स दोज हु आर एग्जिस्टिंग, ओके, स्पेशली नॉन बैंक, they have to register themselves with RBI, okay, and that is within 60 days once these norms we started getting implemented. तो अभी सिर्फ ड्राफ्ट है, तो इसका मतलब ये है कि बाद में दोबारा इस पर न्यूज़ आएगी. क्लियर? क्या हो सकता है कि शायद इसको चेंज कर दिया जाए, क्लियर, या फिर नहीं भी इम्प्लीमेंट हो. सो डेफिनेटली इम्प्लीमेंट तो होगा, बट अल्टीमेटली वी हैव टू सी व्हाट आर द फाइनल, you can say, guidelines. That is why अभी इसके ऊपर ज़्यादा स्ट्रेस मत करो. Clear? Just remember that there is a news with respect to that. Why? Because this news will come in continuation. Clear? Second, नेट वर्थ जो होनी चाहिए, तो अल्टीमेटली पेमेंट एग्रीगेटर सिर्फ उन्हीं को अप्रूवल मिलेगी जिनकी अभी मिनिमम नेट वर्थ 15 करोड़ है, एंड दिस इज गोइंग टू इंक्रीज, दैट इज टू 25 करोड़, दैट इज बाय 2028. तो एक तरह से 4 साल का टाइम दिया जाएगा कि दैट यू मस्ट इंक्रीज योर मिनिमम नेट वर्थ. क्लियर? नाउ अल्टीमेटली इसके बाद वो क्या बोलते हैं, आरबीआई डायरेक्शन ऑल्सो स्टिपुलेट्स, तो means these are guidelines with respect to merchant onboarding. So when I am saying merchant onboarding, it means अगर suppose करो कि मैं coaching provide कर रहा हूँ, तो I am also a merchant. Okay, now in this it has been mentioned that whatever is the purpose, okay, तो मेरा काम coaching provide करना है, तो ultimately student ही मेरे को fee pay करेगा, कोई और कहीं और किसी और activity के पैसे मेरे account में नहीं आएंगे. Clear? So ultimately merchant onboarding, so this we want, okay, merchant onboarding, consumer grievance redressal and dispute management, baseline technology recommendation. Baseline means there should be a minimum technology to safeguard your information और स्पेशली your data. तो कहीं ना कहीं ऐसा ना हो कि अगर सपोज कर लो एज अ मर्चेंट मेरे पास अगर पेमेंट आ रही है किसी स्टूडेंट से, सो आई वांट दैट दिस इंफॉर्मेशन must be between you and me only. Clear? You and me only means between a merchant and the student only, the one who is paying. ओके, सो उसके लिए कहीं ना कहीं एक टेक्नोलॉजी चाहिए कि कोई और इसको कॉपी ना कर सके, मीन्स कोई और इसको लीक ना कर सके डेटा को, या फिर रीड पढ़ ना पाए. क्लियर? तो कहीं ना कहीं वी वांट एनक्रिप्शन इन दैट. क्लियर? नेक्स्ट, सिक्योरिटी, फ्रॉड प्रिवेंशन एंड रिस्क मैनेजमेंट फ्रेमवर्क. ओके, सो अल्टीमेटली जैसे ये गाइडलाइंस आ जाएंगी तो इन नेक्स्ट 3 months यू हैव टू एंश्योर दीज थिंग्स ऑल्सो. क्लियर? तो ये पूरा उसी के ऊपर है. प्लस यू कैन से चेंजेस इन द KYC रिक्वायरमेंट. सो अल्टीमेटली इट इज रिकमेंडेड that like as I told you, that regulation aims to ensure that onboard merchants do not collect and settle funds for services not offered on their platform. So ultimately अगर कोई merchant coaching provide कर रहा है, so it means whatever money they are receiving, that is for the purpose of providing, you can say, coaching services. अब ये ना हो कि coaching provide कर रहे हैं लेकिन पैसा किसी और purpose से आ रहा है. That should not be done. That should not be done. And later on आप बोल रहे हो कि मैं तो इस अकाउंट में कोचिंग के अलावा और कोई बिजनेस भी कर रहा था, उसका भी पैसा ले रहा हूँ. नहीं, this you cannot do. Clear? So this is what they have said, and they have also said that you have to categorize your merchant into two, small merchant and medium merchant, depending upon you can say the turnover. So if the turnover of the merchant is less than rupees 5 lakh, मतलब साल का 5 लाख से कम कमा रहा है, तो उसको स्मॉल मर्चेंट. तो अगर आप देखोगे आज के टाइम में स्ट्रीट वेंडर्स, मतलब you can say that a person who is selling the fruits and vegetable also, so ultimately he is also a merchant. तो वो भी कहीं ना कहीं इन पेमेंट एग्रीगेटर्स का यूज कर रहा है. क्लियर. तो अल्टीमेटली if they are earning 5 less than 5 lakh in a year, so they are called small, otherwise they will be medium. Clear. So this is what you have to understood with respect to that. So ये थोड़े से इसमें points है. So if you go, so you now you will easily understand. Like उसके बाद लिखा हुआ है there should be stricter customer due diligence measures. Okay. Plus you can say whatever कार्ड इन्फॉर्मेशन. सो सपोज करो एज अ कंज्यूमर मैं किसी को पे कर रहा हूँ, तो माई कार्ड नंबर विल बी सेव्ड यू कैन से इन दैट सिस्टम. तो किस तरीके से सेव होगा, सो दैट ऑल इन्फॉर्मेशन हैज बीन गिवन. क्लियर. बट अभी मैं आपको ये कहूँगा कि विद रिस्पेक्ट टू दिस न्यूज़ यू ओनली रीड इट. Okay, you only read it, no need to go in depth. Okay, why? Because this news will come again. Clear.